Upstairs. Get the hell away from those windows and secure the top floor. Move!
Insurgency Sandstorm. Insurgency Sandstorm is a tactical first-person shooter that has garnered quite the cult following. Many players appreciate its intricate combat system and highly customizable loadout suite. This game is known for having a very tactical-focused combat system. Mechanics like the cover system, fire suppressions, explosives, specialized roles are specifically tailored to be utilized by the players on the battlefield. Battlefront Remastered. Battlefront Remastered is a low-poly, massive multiplayer FPS. The game is set during a conflict between the United States and Russia and allows up to 254 players to compete in PvP matches on large maps. The game is strongly inspired by the Battlefield series by DICE, with similar gameplay mechanics to earlier entries in the series, such as team-oriented character classes and destructible environments. Ground Branch. Ground Branch is a tactical first-person shooter video game designed and developed by Blackfoot Studios. The game features in-depth characters and weapon customization, realistic movement and damage, and high lethality. The game allows you to fully customize your characters and gear, and it calls for unrelenting teamwork. PvP modes included in the game are uplink, deathmatch, team elimination. In PvE mode, you will play inter-retrieval, multiplayer co-op, terrorist hunt, and there are other modes coming out such as Raid, Last Stand, and VIP extractions, both PvP and PvE. Rising Storm 2 Vietnam. Rising Storm 2 Vietnam, a game that forgoes the high pacing and excitement of games like Call of Duty and Overwatch for something that is lifelike and heavily teamwork oriented. The game includes the famous jungle of Vietnam, battles that occur in cities, on rolling hills, in US fire bases, rice fields, plantations, and many more authentic locations. The maps are big and it can be tempting to run everywhere, but don't, running costs stamina, and the more stamina you use, the less accurate your shooting will be. The game features an RTS-inspired resource-based strategic metagame. Hell Let Loose. Hell Let Loose takes player back to World War II, but focuses not just on the gameplay, but on creating a realistic experience that can help players to understand the true horror of real war that is usually completely absent and neglected in video games. According to developers, have been created based on actual recon photos, combat photos, and old maps. Hell Let Loose has developed a complex meta with intense 50 versus 50 multiplayer combat. Players must work together strategically to capture points and complete objectives. Vehicles such as tanks and planes must be used with effective coordination to accomplish objectives and push enemy back. Enlisted. Enlisted is a free multiplayer tactical first-person shooter set during World War II and revolves around major battles fought across all fronts of the war. In Enlisted, you act as an infantry squad leader, tank crew, or an aircraft pilot. The weaponry, soldiers' uniform, appearance, and capabilities of the vehicle in the game are in line with historical fact. The combat in Enlisted is squad-based, with each player controlling an infantry squad or a vehicle's crew. Players control a squad of 3 to 9 soldiers of varying classes, equipped with class-restricted weapons such as rifles, submachine guns, machine guns, sniper rifles, mortars, anti-tank weapons, or flamethrowers. You can give orders to or switch between the other AI soldier in your squad. Tannenberg. Tannenberg is a squad-based multiplayer first-person shooter video game set during World War I. The game is inspired by the 1914 Battle of Tannenberg in East Prussia. You will see historically accurate World War I weapons, authentic uniforms and equipments, detailed injury and gore modeling, and maps based on the real battlefield of the Eastern Front. You can play as Russian, Romanian, Latvian, Austro-Hungarian, German, or Bulgarian troops. The battlefield is a dangerous place. You need to lead your shots, keep your eyes open, and be ready to engage in ferocious close combat at any moment. By working together with your 4-man squad, you can survive the deadly battles. Call of Duty. Call of Duty is a best-selling video game franchise published by Activision. The series started in 2003 and has become one of the most successful video game franchises created in the United States and the 4th best-selling video game franchise of all time. Six Days in Fallujah. 6 Days in Fallujah is a realistic first-person tactical shooter game developed by Highware Games and published by Victura. The game recreates true story from the second battle for Fallujah. Players lead a fire team through real-life encounters enabled by unique technology that simulates the uncertainty and tactics of urban combat. This game is currently in early access on Steam and offers 4 cooperative missions that can be played by 1 to 4 human players against sophisticated AI. The full version of the game is planned to offer a complete single-player story campaign that recreates true stories of Americans and Iraqis during the battle, as well as a robust special operator mode, more player roles, more co-op missions, and AI teammates. The developers plan to introduce many of these components one by one throughout early access. Arma 3. Arma 3 is a realistic and open-ended combat simulation game developed and published by Bohemia Interactive. The game allows you to experience true combat gameplay in a massive military sandbox. Despite the game being 10 years old, the player count is still incredibly high beating current. Arma 3 is available on Steam and often has special promotions. It's considered the PC's premier military game. The game is available in multiple languages including English, French, Italian, German, Spanish, and more. Well, that is my top 10 best military FPS game to play in 2023 for PC and consoles. We still have many of FPS games to play for mobile, console, and PC. Please subscribe and stay tuned for more.